What's going on, fellas? Why do I think I need a haircut. Anyway, welcome, Fantasy Balls managers, to the Week 11 recap. I am in my office. I'm hoping this AirPod's picking up my audio. But here we are. May I, Commissioner, apologize for the extreme lateness of this week's recap. It's Bush League, honestly. No excuses. I could have planned ahead. I could have figured something out, and I didn't, and that's on me. That's on me, guys, and I'm sorry. And I hope I don't fail you guys again like this. I would be remorsed. That's not the right. You'd think of a word. I'd be something if I did this again. Think of that. Anyway, back to the script. We're scripted up today. I didn't show it at all. There you go. There we go. Where are we? Oh yeah, that's where we are. Back to scripts. To speed things up. Last two recaps, really long, extremely long recaps. I think one of them was over 20 minutes. My bad, fellas. Tough out here. Oh, I can see a timer at the top now, so I can see how long I'm going. But let's get into this week's headlines. I think I'm going to start trying to do this. A couple headlines, just bringing things back from what went down in the group chat this week. So, sexy mustache Alec made an appearance. What a looker, that kid. I mean, Jesus, made Cam come in his pants. I mean, what do you say? It's just, he's the good-looking guy, you know? Well, I mean, all right, let's move on for Happy Pride. Griff tried and failed to clown me. All confident coming in the group chat. Oh, Will didn't start JT Realmuto when he hit for a cycle. Boy, I had Realmuto in the game. Of course I had Realmuto. He got hot this week. Don't get me wrong, 3 weeks ago I did have him on my bench. But he's getting hot right now. He's getting hot. He put up 30 points last week for the week. I don't have it pulled up. Going off script. He had 38 points last week. Hot week, that guy. So he's getting hot. So of course I had him in Griff. I like the effort, but pay attention next time, bud. All right. John may not be in the playoffs, but boy, does this kid have some integrity, refusing to give away all of his good players to Cameron. Cameron called him out in the group chat, for not accepting his shitty trades, and John shut it down. John said, "No, I'm not gonna make the rest of the league suffer because he sucks at fantasy baseball." That's integrity right there, Johnny, and I appreciate that. So good job. Cam doesn't get an easy path to victory, but Cam's been dangerous recently. Huge week from Cameron. Jesus Christ. So something to keep a lookout on. Cameron decided to start trying. He took over first place this week. Anyway, on to the game of the week, because I will not be addressing the blackface claims. Didn't happen, will not happen, unless Morgan Freeman or Samuel Jackson gives me permission. Outside of that, I'm sorry, Brochard, can't do it. I'm 25, man. I got a life. You know, I can't be caught up doing something like that. I'm just, on to the game of the week. Week 11 game of the week. Team Sternly could not keep up with the backup bullpen catchers. Real proud of this win. I am. It was a tight game through Wednesday. And honestly, I think I had like one or two starters go up until Wednesday. But once my pitchers came in, boy, Jakey boy could not keep up. Fell behind hard. And this was the closest game of the week, actually. 78.5 points. That was the closest game this week. It was a tough week for the losers. Everybody got blown out. Some more than others, but Jake, respectable, man. Kept it 78.5. That's still a big gap, but Sternly just couldn't keep up. Couldn't do it. Sorry, Stern. Anyway, so normally after the game of the week, I try to go by game of the week and then most entertaining, second most, or close games, whatever. Not many entertaining games this week. All of them blowouts. As I mentioned, the second closest matchup, this is embarrassing to you losers, John had the second closest game this week. Juice Balls and the Drippy Droppers, 80 points, 80.5 points separated these two teams. So kind of embarrassing to the rest of you fellas that lost. You're letting John keep a closer game than you. I don't want to hear, that he played Alec, the Drippy Droppers. And Alec only put up 265, and that is, it wasn't the worst of the week. It wasn't the second worst of the week, but it was towards the bottom. It was third. I think it was third. So he didn't put up a lot, but guys, come on. John, second closest game, having the best matchup. I do need a haircut, Jesus. Anyway, it's a little embarrassing. Get yourselves together. We're at the playoff push. We're past the halfway point, boys. Griff is like a game away from clinching, I think. John's out. John is out officially. He's no chance of making the playoffs. Still 0-11. But I think Griff is a game or two from clinching. So, we're in the playoff picture now, boys. Anyway, props to Jake for having the closest game. Got to give him the respect where it is. However, the really sad thing about John's game is that Cameron could have beaten John using only the points he scored on Sunday and Monday of last week. It's like Monday and Sunday, whatever. Cameron put up 141 points on Sunday. What the fuck? That's a huge day from Cam. Props to the kid. Really just went for it, and I don't know how he did it. Won by 102 points over the PED users, which has been one of the stronger teams in our league. And it pushed Cam into first place. It was the only team above Cam. And I gotta say, props to Brochard. Dude's working out here. He's 6-5. He's last in the league for points against. So everyone scores a lot against him, and he's still putting up numbers and getting wins. So props to him. Anyway, moving forward, Cameron into the first place of the Long Island Division. Congrats. Team Wallach handedly took care of the Clubhouse Space Cadets. This one wasn't even a fucking competition. It was just a strong, solid performance from Griff all week long, putting up points every single day. I think the lowest that he scored was 31, and that's a pretty decent day, 31 points. He had a 96-point day, 80-point day, I think. So Griff had a strong performance this week, had quite a margin, over 100 points or close to 100 points over Chumba. So great job, Griff. Congrats. Slowly put Chumba to sleep. He couldn't keep up. And then we're gonna end on a big storyline this week. It's big. I think it's big, and something that we need to keep an eye on as a league. Team Badussi is staying hot. The hottest team in the league right now. It's like the Cincinnati Reds. Like, what is going on here? This is a team that we all thought was an easy win. The second easiest win next to John, right? 3-win streak. Now it's tied for the longest win streak in the league. So it's not, but I think it's more impressive. Who was the other one? Let's see, we got 2 3-game win streaks. Team Badussi and the Drippy Droppers, right? But I think Badussi's way more impressive. Over those 3 games, Connor's averaging 363.8 points a game. Impressive, taking care of business. He beat Lazy Team Name. I think one of them was against John, but he didn't score a bunch against John. That was actually one of his lower games. And then I forget the other team, but it was another decent team. So yeah, over the last 3 weeks, Team Badussi is getting hot, and I'm facing them this week, and I don't like it. Connor put up 397 this week. That would have beaten me this week, so it'll be interesting to see what Connor does going forward. Something to keep an eye on. He's got a 57% chance to make the playoffs right now. That's higher than Eddie, and they have the same record. Eddie's still technically above Connor in the standings. So I'm interested to see what Connor does with this, but look out for the hot Badussis. And yeah, I think that's it. we got the game of the week, though. This week's game of the week. There's no great games going on this week, I'll be honest. Nothing like big playoff implications, anything crazy like that. It's just a pretty normal week up and down the board. Closest matchup is the Drippy Droppers and the PED Users, but I mean, I'm going with a rematch of Rivalry Week. The Clubhouse Space Cadets and Team Certainly going back-to-back. Not back-to-back, going head-to-head again. Seeing if Team Certainly can come back and redeem themselves after that embarrassing loss in the Rivalry Week. So that's our game of the week. Chum is already up 52-37. So it's going to be interesting. We'll see who can pull this one out. But that's our game of the week, boys. So I'm seeing that you guys are sending things in the group chat right now. So I'm going to get this uploaded. 11 minutes. Not too shabby. Going back to the script. All right. We'll catch you boys next week.